Hey everyone, my name is Amanda Chamberlain, and my topic is crime fiction. So, what exactly is crime fiction? Crime fiction is a storytelling genre found in books, TV, movies, and even podcasts. It usually is on murder or mystery and the process of solving it. I did choose this genre and this topic just because I've always been fascinated by mysteries, both fictional and real. There's something just really compelling about problem solving, spotting small clues, and trying to figure out what happened before the characters even do. Really keeps you on your toes and really just invested. And I think it's like a perfect genre for somebody like me who has a very short attention span. Even though these stories are made up, many are inspired by real life crimes, showing us the darker side of society. It explores deep themes like morality, justice, and human behavior, things that I think we can all relate to in different ways. I want to talk about the origin of crime fiction. So, some would argue that Edgar Allan Poe was the origin of crime fiction with the short stories that he wrote, like Murders in the Rue Morgue or The Telltale Heart. But I would argue that Arthur Doyle with Sherlock Holmes would kind of be the origin of crime fiction, just because it did make such a huge impact, and we still see these stories today. A lot of movies have came out about it within the most recent years, so I would argue that this is probably where crime fiction originated. So this is story A Study in Scarlet is where Sherlock Holmes is introduced. It was written in 1887. It is basically just about introducing Sherlock Holmes. He's a detective. Him and his friend Watson, who later in the series becomes his right-hand man in solving these murders. They do solve a murder of the century in London with blood written on the walls and picking up on details that the cops missed. They end up solving this murder. What I found was really interesting when I was doing some research on Arthur Doyle was that this story specifically was inspired by real life individuals and real life setting at the time. This specific character was kind of inspired by a surgeon in London named Dr. Bell. He was known for his keen observation skills and the importance of that skill in his surgeries and his diagnoses. So I thought that was really interesting that he did base a surgeon and turned it into a detective. Also, this story was based on what was kind of happening at the time in Arthur Doyle's life, like the setting. It was based on British imperialism, American expansion, and the social construct of Victorian London. I wanted to kind of go over now modern crime fiction. There is a ton of modern crime fiction authors out there. I wanted to kind of touch base on Stephen King. I know some would argue that he is more of a horror genre, but he actually did start writing modern crime fiction books in the 2010s. And I wanted to touch base on his novel Later, which was written in 2021. It's one of my favorite crime fiction books. It's about a boy named Jamie who grows up in New York. He's able to see and hear the supernatural. And with these abilities, he's able to help the NYPD solve crimes. And there's some other series like Criminal Minds, NCIS. They have some episodes about mediums and psychics that help them with the crimes. I don't really know of any real life crimes that have involved mediums and psychics. I know it's very debatable about how reliable they are with solving real life crimes. So I couldn't really find any like real life crimes that happen, but I'm sure some are out there that might be the case. I really liked this story because it has a really unique trope to it. It's kind of a genre mashup between crime fiction and supernatural, which just creates a really intriguing plot twist. And this is also why I love Stephen King, is he comes out with all these crazy ideas and really keeps us on our toes and just has so many different storylines, and he's just really brilliant. Society and crime fiction, why do we love it? I think for some of us, myself included, it creates a sense of danger, but with a really safe distance. Keeps our brains really involved in what's going on without actually having to be physically there and in it. I think morality and justice are another couple of key points on why we really love crime fiction. I think most people have a good morale about them, and we just want justice for some of the characters. We're always rooting for the detective, the investigator, to be a hero in a sense and seek and like capture the bad guy. It's like we really want that. So I think that's why society loves crime fiction. This is just in my opinion, but yeah, and that's it. I hope you enjoyed my presentation on crime fiction.